Today's video and article are on 10 things you should never say to a girl. Like never. Have you ever really wanted to impress a woman and wanted to get her to like you, and it just went like terribly wrong? That is why it is so important to know what these things are. Because something that may sound like a compliment to a woman, it doesn't sound like a compliment to her at all. So I'm going to be going over 10 of those things with you today. I think the last one is the one that you need to avoid at all costs. So pay very close attention to that one. Welcome back to the land of the Stoics. There's nothing better than sipping a cup of tea and enjoying videos with us. Wishing you a peaceful day as you embark on this exciting journey. If you're ready, drop a 100 in the comments. My specialty is helping good guys get the girl of your dreams. Okay, are you ready to know what you shouldn't say to a woman so you can instead impress and attract her? Let's get started then. Rule 1. Avoid letting physical attraction blind you. One of the first and most important Stoic life lessons in relationships is not letting physical attraction blind you to someone's true character. While it's natural to be drawn to a great smile or captivating eyes, after all, we are wired to appreciate beauty. The real danger lies in becoming blinded by it. A wise man understands that beauty, while pleasing to the senses, is transient and superficial. The world often deceives us with shiny exteriors, but as any seasoned man knows, a pretty face does not guarantee a kind or loving heart. The outer appearance can be compared to a beautifully wrapped book cover, but if the pages are empty, there's no substance. Stoicism teaches us to look beyond the surface, to seek the essence of things and people. So before you're swept away by good looks, pause and ask yourself, who are they really? What lies behind that exterior? Because while beauty may catch your eye, it's character that will keep you grounded. And here's the harsh truth: sometimes a beautiful shell can hide a cold or cruel heart. If all you see is a pretty exterior, but their actions reveal selfishness or indifference, it's time to walk away. You're worth far more than a surface-level connection. As a high-value man, you deserve someone whose character shines as brightly as their appearance. This principle, rooted in Stoicism, reminds us to value what truly lasts. Inner virtue. Beauty fades, but a good heart endures forever. In modern life, especially with social media constantly bombarding us with images of perfection, it's easy to get caught up in the superficial. We often forget that behind every filtered photo is a person with flaws, insecurities, and real emotions. As you navigate relationships, it's essential to keep in mind that chasing beauty alone will never lead to lasting fulfillment. A Stoic man does not seek temporary pleasures, but instead values wisdom and genuine connections. The same applies to your interactions with women. If you find yourself overly focused on looks, remind yourself of Marcus Aurelius' teaching: the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Shift your focus to what's truly meaningful: authenticity, loyalty, and emotional depth. When you prioritize these qualities, you're not only practicing Stoic life lessons, but also building relationships that can withstand the test of time. So remember, next time you're captivated by someone's appearance, take a step back. Ask yourself whether their inner self matches the beauty you're seeing. Because, at the end of the day, you want to be with someone who will grow with you, someone who will uplift and support you, not just someone who looks good standing next to you. That is what it means to be a high-value man who understands stoicism. You see beyond illusions and recognize the true worth in people. Rule 2. Don't pour out your love too easily. In today's fast-paced world, where instant gratification is the norm, we often forget that love isn't something to be given away lightly. Stoicism teaches us the importance of self-control and discernment, especially in relationships. When you meet someone, it's natural to feel excitement, maybe even an instant connection. But here's the truth. Rushing to pour out your heart, offering all your love too soon, is not a sign of strength, but a vulnerability that may not serve you well. Love is precious. It's not something to be thrown around carelessly. This doesn't mean you should be cold or distant. It means you need to protect your emotional investment. If you hand over your love too quickly, you risk being taken for granted, leaving yourself vulnerable to those who see your affections as an opportunity for manipulation or a quick ego boost. Think about this. Have you ever been in a situation where you opened up too quickly, shared your deepest feelings, and then watched as they were taken for granted or, worse, used against you? It's painful, right? That's because love is meant to be earned, not just handed out freely. By offering all of yourself too soon, you send the message that your love is easy to come by, which can make some people value it less. It's like giving away something for free that took you years to build. People might appreciate it for a moment, but because they didn't work for it, they may discard it without a second thought. Now, imagine a scenario that you might see all too often in today's dating world. You meet someone, and everything seems perfect. You start texting constantly, share your feelings openly, and before you know it, you're head over heels. But then, out of nowhere, they pull away. They stop responding as much, or they seem less interested. What happened? You gave too much too soon. They didn't have to earn your love. You just handed it over. And because it came so easily, they didn't value it the way they should have. This isn't just about guarding yourself against hurt. It's about recognizing your own value. High-value men understand this. They know their love is a rare gift, something to be cherished. They don't rush to give it away to anyone who shows interest. They wait, observe, and ensure that the person they're investing in is worthy of that kind of emotional investment. Ask yourself, how can you approach love in a way that honors both your emotions and your self-worth? How can you ensure that you're not just giving away a piece of yourself to someone who won't appreciate or respect it? These are critical questions, not just for romantic relationships, but for all relationships in life. Stoicism today reminds us that we have control over our reactions and emotions, and that includes the way we give love. When you keep your emotions in check and don't pour out your love too easily, you give the other person a chance to show that they are deserving of what you have to offer. The lesson here is simple, but profound. Love should be a two-way street. If someone truly values you, they will work to earn your affection, just as you should for them. Don't rush to give your heart away. Instead, take your time, observe, and let things unfold naturally. By doing so, you not only protect yourself, but you also create the space for a deeper, more meaningful connection that is built on mutual respect and admiration. You deserve someone who will cherish your love, not someone who will take it for granted. So hold on to your heart until you find that person. In the end, Stoic happiness comes not from rushing into love, but from making deliberate, thoughtful choices that align with your true worth. If you find these insights helpful, don't hesitate to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's continue to explore the profound influence of Stoicism together. If you find this video good, please tip me $2 so I can give it to the content writer immediately. If you find it bad, please comment below so I can fire him immediately. Rule 3. Don't sacrifice your happiness to please them. Listen closely because this is crucial if you want to embody the true essence of a high-value man, one who approaches life with a stoic mindset, like those who live by the principles of Stoicism. You should never, and I mean never, sacrifice your own happiness just to please someone else, especially when you're giving everything and receiving nothing in return. Picture this. You're constantly going out of your way, bending over backward to make them happy. But what do you get? Maybe a bit of fleeting appreciation, or worse, you get nothing at all, just disrespect and disregard. How often do we compromise who we are, hoping to gain their approval, only to be left feeling hollow inside? And for what? There's a famous quote by Eleanor Roosevelt that goes, "No one can make you feel inferior without your consent." Think about that for a moment. Are you consenting to let someone take advantage of your kindness, of your effort, without giving anything back? Often, when we give too much, people start taking us for granted. They don't see us as valuable because everything comes too easily. It's like giving them the keys to a kingdom they didn't earn. Why would they treasure it if they didn't have to work for it? This isn't a balanced relationship. It's exploitation, plain and simple. And you, my friend, are not a doormat. You are not here to be stepped on or used. You're worth more than that, much more. The moment you find yourself compromising your well-being, your peace of mind, just to keep someone else comfortable, that's the moment you need to pause and reflect. Ask yourself, am I losing myself just to keep this person around? Is this person truly worth the sacrifice of my own happiness? Relationships are meant to be a partnership where both people grow together, support each other, and share the effort equally. You shouldn't be the only one carrying the load. If they expect you to be the only one making sacrifices, the only one bending to their will, then it's time to realize they don't deserve you. Your happiness matters. Don't throw it away for someone who doesn't value it. As the philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. So why fill your life with thoughts that revolve around pleasing someone who doesn't even appreciate your efforts? The truth is, a high-value man never loses himself for someone who doesn't deserve him. He stands firm in his self-respect, and if the relationship isn't serving him, he moves on. Why? Because his happiness comes from within, not from external validation. He understands that a real, healthy relationship is one where both partners uplift each other. If you're with someone who doesn't care about your happiness as much as they care about their own, they are not the right person for you. And here's an open-ended question to reflect on. How many times have you sacrificed your own happiness for someone else? And was it truly worth it in the end? So, if you want to embrace the full potential of your stoic mindset and live as a high-value man, remember this rule. Never sacrifice your own happiness to please someone else. Value yourself, Because when you do, others will start to see your true worth. Relationships should enhance your life, not drain it. Win in stoicism by choosing yourself first, and trust me, the right people, the ones who truly appreciate you, will always follow. Now, ask yourself, are you ready to live a life where your happiness comes first? Or will you keep sacrificing it for someone who doesn't even notice? Rule 4. Don't get fooled by their sweet words. Words are one of the most powerful tools of manipulation, and some people are incredibly skilled at using them to their advantage. In the world of relationships, it's easy to get swept away by compliments, promises, or flattery. But here's the stoic truth. Words are cheap. What truly matters are actions, the deeds that back up those words. A person can promise you the world, tell you everything you want to hear, and create a story that feels like a dream. But when it comes time to act, they vanish or fail to live up to the expectations they've set. This is a trap that many fall into. As Epictetus wisely noted, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Actions reveal character, not words. You might hear sweet words like promises of loyalty, affection, or future plans. But if those words aren't followed by consistent behavior, then they hold no value. It's easy to fall into the temptation of believing what someone says. After all, we all crave reassurance and validation. But as a high-value man, you must understand that the true test of someone's intent is not in their declarations, but in the follow-through. If someone says they care about you, but consistently fails to show up when you need them, their words are nothing more than hot air. What you're after is something real, not a fairy tale built on illusions. In modern life, we're constantly bombarded with promises, whether it's in relationships, business, or even friendships. Too often, we place too much faith in what people say, rather than observing what they do. This doesn't mean you should be cynical or distrustful, but rather, you need to be discerning. High-value men aren't fooled by mere words. They watch actions closely and make decisions based on those actions. If someone's behavior doesn't align with their promises, it's a red flag that you shouldn't ignore. It's a lesson that applies to all areas of life, whether it's about trust, business, or love. Actions always speak louder than words. Don't settle for someone who sweet-talks you, only to disappear when it matters most. You deserve more. You deserve someone who not only says they care, but shows it in every way. It's easy for someone to tell you what you want to hear, but if they can't back it up with consistent effort and reliability, then it's time to reconsider your position in that dynamic. A stoic approach to relationships means not getting swayed by charming phrases or grand promises. Instead, focus on reality, on what is verifiable and true. As a high-value man, you need to remain grounded in your standards, ensuring that anyone who comes into your life adds real value, rather than just illusions. In conclusion, remember this: words are easy, but actions are the true measure of intent. The Stoics taught us to judge people by their deeds, not their speech. If you want to live a fulfilling life filled with genuine relationships and real connections, then you must practice this Stoic life lesson. Don't be fooled by sweet words, and always look for the truth behind them. Real power and real value lie in what people do, not just what they say. So stay sharp, stay discerning, and never forget that you're worthy of more than empty promises. Share your experiences, or simply type Stoic happiness in the comments to let us know you're on this journey with us. Your insights are what keep this community thriving, and together we can continue to explore how Stoicism shapes our lives in meaningful ways. Rule 5. Never tell your dark past too soon. In life, we've all experienced highs and lows, moments of triumph and times of hardship. While those difficult experiences shape who we are today, they don't define us entirely. Often, in the early stages of getting to know someone, especially when we're eager for affection or approval, the temptation to share our darkest memories can feel overwhelming. But before you lay it all out there, stop and think, is this person really worthy of hearing your deepest struggles so soon? Early vulnerability, while it may seem like a fast track to building closeness, can sometimes backfire. Not everyone you meet will have the maturity or compassion to handle your past with care. Worse still, they may use your pain as a tool to manipulate or hurt you down the line. It's human nature to want to connect, especially with someone you feel drawn to. The urge to bare your soul and share everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, can feel liberating. But Stoicism reminds us of the importance of self-control and protecting what makes us vulnerable. High-value men understand this. Your past, especially the tough parts, should only be shared with those who have earned your trust. There's power in patience. Take the time to truly understand the character of the person you're opening up to. Are they supportive, trustworthy, and capable of handling the truth without judgment? Or are they someone who might use your honesty against you when things get tough? Trust is something earned over time, not given freely to anyone who shows interest. Consider this in a modern story. Think about a man who recently started dating someone new. They get along great, and he feels an instant connection. On the third date, in a moment of vulnerability, he opens up about a difficult part of his past, a mistake he made, something he deeply regrets. At first, she seems empathetic, but as the weeks go by, small comments start slipping out. She begins to subtly use his past as ammunition during disagreements. Before long, the very thing he confided in her about becomes a point of manipulation and control. It's a painful lesson, but one that could have been avoided if he had taken the time to know her better before trusting her with his most sensitive truths. Could you imagine finding yourself in this situation? It begs the question, when should you share, and with whom? Your past is your story, yes, but it's not something to be laid bare for just anyone. It belongs to you, and it's up to you when and how to share it. By guarding your heart, you're practicing the art of Stoic happiness, finding fulfillment in your own growth and not relying on others to validate your worth. Remember, the person who is truly worthy of your past is the one who values your present and sees the strength in your journey. They won't judge you for your mistakes, but will admire how you've grown from them. Rule 6. Don't comment on appearance negatively. Criticizing someone's appearance, especially a girl's, can have a profoundly negative impact on her self-esteem. When comments are made about physical traits in a negative way, they can easily lead to feelings of inadequacy, self-doubt, and insecurity. This is because appearance is often tied to one's identity and self-worth, especially in a society that places so much value on looks. Criticizing her appearance not only makes her feel judged, but can also lead to long-term emotional damage. Girls may internalize these comments and start to see themselves through a critical lens, obsessing over flaws that may not even exist. This can result in a distorted self-image, where even positive qualities are overshadowed by a focus on perceived imperfections. Moreover, such criticism can weaken relationships. It can cause feelings of resentment and emotional distance, as the girl may feel she is not accepted or valued for who she is. Instead of fostering a supportive and loving environment, negative comments about appearance create tension and insecurity. It's important to recognize that beauty is subjective, and everyone has different features that make them unique. Encouraging confidence and self-acceptance goes much further than tearing someone down for not fitting a specific mold. A simple shift in attitude, focusing on her strengths and what makes her beautiful in her own way, can help nurture self-esteem and create a healthier, more positive dynamic in both friendships and romantic relationships. Rule 7. Never talking about her past mistakes. Bringing up a girl's past mistakes is one of the quickest ways to create unnecessary friction in any relationship. Relationships thrive on trust, understanding, and forward progress. But when old issues are constantly revisited, it can stall that growth. By mentioning past mistakes, you risk reopening wounds that might have already healed, and this can lead to resentment and defensiveness. When someone feels that their past is constantly being judged, they may start to feel insecure or inadequate, which undermines the foundation of the relationship. Moreover, focusing on past mistakes instead of the present situation prevents both individuals from moving forward. It creates a negative cycle where past grievances overshadow current efforts for improvement. Instead of nurturing a healthy environment for growth, the relationship becomes centered around blame and guilt. This not only strains communication, but also erodes trust over time. Healthy relationships should focus on learning from past mistakes rather than constantly bringing them up. Everyone makes errors, and acknowledging them is a part of personal growth. However, consistently reminding someone of their past mistakes without purpose or relevance only serves to make them feel belittled. It's far more productive to have open, honest discussions about concerns in the present rather than dwelling on what's already happened. Forgiveness and forward thinking help build a stronger bond, while bringing up old issues weakens it. Ultimately, letting go of the past allows the relationship to flourish and move forward on a more positive, supportive path. Rule 8. Don't bragging about past relationships. Bragging about past relationships is not only disrespectful, but can also create significant tension in a current relationship. When someone constantly references their previous romantic experiences, it may seem as if they are trying to validate their worth or compare their current partner to someone from their past. This practice can lead to feelings of inadequacy or insecurity in the present partner, who may start questioning their own value in the relationship. It undermines the foundation of trust and respect that is crucial for any healthy partnership. Moreover, constantly bringing up past relationships can signal to the current partner that the person is still emotionally attached to or preoccupied with their previous partners. This can be particularly damaging if the stories are shared in a way that glorifies past relationships, making the current partner feel undervalued or less important. Such behavior can create a sense of competition where the present partner feels they must measure up to an idealized version of someone who is no longer in the picture. Additionally, it is essential to remember that every relationship is unique and should be appreciated for its own qualities. By focusing on the present and valuing the current partner, one demonstrates respect and commitment. Bringing up past relationships detracts from the opportunity to build a new, fulfilling connection based on mutual respect and understanding. For the health of the relationship, it is crucial to maintain focus on the present and cherish the moments shared with the current partner, rather than allowing past experiences to overshadow or interfere with the present bond. So, what's the lesson here? Protect your past. Share it only with those who have proven they are deserving of it. It's not about hiding who you are. It's about valuing yourself enough to know that your dark moments aren't for casual consumption. Instead of rushing to reveal your scars, take time to ensure that the person you're with will stand by you no matter what. Because at the end of the day, being a high-value man means being selective with who gets to know the depths of your story. In Stoicism, we recognize that happiness and peace come from within, not from seeking approval by oversharing. If you find these insights helpful, don't hesitate to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below.